Do you want to successfully complete the C211 Objective Assessment exam? Then you are in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers for your success in the C211 OA exam for free. We understand that acing your OA exam can be quite challenging. That's why we provide completely free exam guides and practice questions for you. In this video, we will cover questions from theories of international trade, the global financial, foreign direct investment, macroeconomic measurement, and global business strategy. So, let's get started. 1. What is the economic term for an investment in controlling and managing value-added activities in other countries? A. Foreign direct investment. B. Portfolio investment. C. Joint venture. D. Export investment. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Foreign direct investment. Explanation? Option A is correct, because foreign direct investment is when a company from one country invests money in another country to build or buy a factory, set up an office, or basically control and manage a business operation there. They're not just buying stocks, they're directly involved in running things. Option B is incorrect because portfolio investment is like buying stocks or bonds in a foreign company just for financial return, without any control over how the company is run. Option C is incorrect because a joint venture is when two or more companies team up to start a new business together, sharing control. FDI can be part of a joint venture, but FDI itself is the act of investing with control. Option D is incorrect because export investment isn't a standard economic term for this type of investment. Exporting is about selling goods to another country. 2. What is the term for an innovation that is first adopted in emerging economies and then spreads globally? A. Disruptive innovation. B. Reverse innovation. C. Breakthrough innovation. D. Incremental innovation. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Reverse innovation. Explanation. Option B is correct, because reverse innovation is like an idea that starts in a developing or emerging country and then becomes popular and spreads to richer, more developed countries. It's the reverse of the usual pattern, where innovations start in rich countries and go to poorer ones. Option A is incorrect because disruptive innovation is an innovation that creates a new market and value network, eventually disrupting existing market leaders. Option C is incorrect because breakthrough innovation refers to a major, significant new discovery or invention. Option D is incorrect because incremental innovation means making small improvements to an existing product or service. 3. What does GDP stand for? A. Gross direct production. B. Global domestic product. C. Gross domestic product. D. General domestic productivity. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Gross domestic product. Explanation. Option C is correct because GDP stands for gross domestic product. It's a big number that economists use to measure the total value of all the brand new goods and services produced inside a country's borders during a specific time period, usually a year. It tells us how big a country's economy is. Option A is incorrect because it is not the correct expansion of the acronym GDP. Option B is incorrect because it is not the correct expansion of the acronym GDP. Option D is incorrect because it is not the correct expansion of the acronym GDP. 4. Which country does not fix its currency in the international markets? A. Brazil. B. Mexico. C. China. D. South Korea. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C, China. Explanation. Option C is correct because while China's government does manage its currency, the yuan or renminbi, it does not have a strictly fixed exchange rate system where its value is locked to another currency. Instead, it uses a managed float, meaning it allows the currency's value to change, but sometimes steps in to influence it. Option A is incorrect because countries like Brazil generally let their currency values float. Option B is incorrect because Mexico is more freely based on supply and demand in the market. Option D is incorrect because South Korea is though they might also intervene occasionally. Five. Which term describes a firm that engages in foreign direct investment? A. Transnational company. B. Multinational enterprise. C. Global firm. D. International business. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Multinational enterprise. Explanation. Option B is correct because a multinational enterprise is a company that owns or controls production or service facilities in at least one country other than its home country. Engaging in foreign direct investment by setting up these operations abroad is a defining characteristic of an MNE. Option A is incorrect because a transnational company is often used interchangeably with MNE, but MNE is the more precise academic term. Option C is incorrect because a global firm is a broader term for a company that operates internationally, but MNE specifically implies FDI. Option D is incorrect because international business is a very general term that can include just exporting or importing, not necessarily FDI. 6. What is the balance of payments equation for the current account? A. Current account equals trade balance plus net capital flows. B. Current account equals exports. Imports plus capital transfers. C. Current account equals balance of trade plus net factor income from abroad plus net unilateral transfers. D. Current account equals foreign direct investment plus imports. Exports. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Current account equals balance of trade plus net factor, income from abroad plus net unilateral transfers. Explanation. Option C is correct because the current account in a country's balance of payments keeps track of its trade in goods and services, income from investments abroad, and one-way payments like foreign aid. It is composed of the balance of trade, net factor income from abroad, and net unilateral transfers. Option A is incorrect because it improperly includes net capital flows, which are part of the capital account. Option B is incorrect because it is an incomplete formula. Option D is incorrect because it incorrectly includes foreign direct investment and improperly subtracts exports. 7. What term refers to the act of seeking self-interest with guile? A. Corruption. B. Deception. C. Opportunism. D. Dishonesty. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Opportunism. Explanation. Option C is correct because opportunism, in an economic or business sense, means taking advantage of situations for your own benefit, often in a cunning, deceitful, or sneaky way. It might involve misleading others or exploiting a loophole without explicitly breaking a law. Option A is incorrect because corruption is usually about abusing a position of power for personal gain, often illegally like bribery. Option B is incorrect because deception is the act of misleading someone, which is a part of opportunism, but opportunism is the broader term for self-interested behavior using such tactics. Option D is incorrect because dishonesty is a general lack of truthfulness. Opportunism is a specific way dishonesty might be applied for self-gain. 8. What percentage of the world's foreign exchange transactions are in US dollars? A. 50%, B. 65%, C. 80%, D. 90%. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. 80%. Explanation. Option C is correct because the US dollar is a very important currency all over the world. When people and businesses exchange one country's money for another, the US dollar is involved in a very large share of those transactions, around 80%, or even a bit more. This makes it a dominant global currency. Option A is incorrect because 50% is too low. Option B is incorrect because 65% is also too low to represent the dollar's dominance. Option D is incorrect because while some estimates are very high, 80% is a commonly cited and more conservative figure for this type of question. 9. What term is used to describe tariffs levied on goods sold below cost to eliminate local competition? A. Dumping, B. Price setting, C. Price collusion, D. Anti-dumping duty. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, D. Anti-dumping duty. Explanation. Option D is correct because an anti-dumping duty is a special kind of tax or tariff that a country puts on imported goods if it believes those goods are being dumped. Dumping is the act of selling products in a foreign country at a super low price, and the anti-dumping duty is the response to it. Option A is incorrect because dumping is the act of selling below cost, while the anti-dumping duty is the tariff imposed against it. Option B is incorrect because price setting is just the general act of determining a price for a product. Option C is incorrect because price collusion is an illegal practice where companies secretly agree to fix prices. 10. What is the name of the group of North America, Western Europe and Japan in the context of international trade? A. Triad, B. BRICA, C. Four Tigers, D. G20. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Triad. Explanation. Option A is correct because in international business and economics, the triad traditionally refers to the three major economic powerhouses of the developed world: North America, Western Europe, and Japan. These regions have historically dominated global trade and investment. Option B is incorrect because BRICA is a variation of BRICS, a group of major emerging economies. Option C is incorrect because the Four Tigers refers to the fast-growing East Asian economies of Hong Kong, Singapore, South Korea, and Taiwan. Option D is incorrect because the G20 is a group of 20 major advanced and emerging economies. 11. What does PPP stand for in international economics? A. Purchasing power projection, B. Price productivity parity, C. Purchasing power parity, D. Price parity policy. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Purchasing power parity. Explanation. Option C is correct because PPP stands for Purchasing Power Parity. It's a theory that tries to compare the cost of living and the value of currencies in different countries by comparing the price of a common basket of goods and services. Option A is incorrect because it is not the correct expansion of the acronym PPP. Option B is incorrect because it is not the correct expansion of the acronym PPPP. Option D is incorrect because it is not the correct expansion of the acronym PPP. 12. What theory suggests that countries should specialize in economic activities where they have a relative advantage over others? A. Comparative advantage. B. Absolute advantage. C. Factor endowment. D. Competitive advantage. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Comparative advantage. Explanation: option A is correct, because the theory of comparative advantage says that countries should specialize in producing and exporting the goods where their opportunity cost is lowest, meaning they are relatively more efficient at producing that good compared to other goods. Option B is incorrect because absolute advantage is when a country can produce something more efficiently than any other country. Option C is incorrect because factor endowment theory explains trade patterns based on a country's resources like land, labour and capital. Option D is incorrect because competitive advantage is a broader business concept about what makes a firm or country successful in competition. 13. What term describes the theory that countries gain by focusing on economic activities in which they have an absolute advantage? A. Comparative advantage theory. B. Absolute advantage theory. C. Mercantilism. D. Resource-based theory. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Absolute advantage theory. Explanation: option B is correct because absolute advantage theory suggests that a country benefits by specializing in producing and exporting goods that it can make more efficiently, using fewer resources than any other country. Option A is incorrect because comparative advantage theory is a more nuanced theory that applies even when one country doesn't have an absolute advantage. Option C is incorrect because mercantilism is an older theory focused on accumulating wealth through exports and trade surpluses. Option D is incorrect because resource-based theory is a business strategy concept about a firm's internal resources. 14. What is the primary function of the International Monetary Fund? A. Regulate world trade. B. Promote international monetary cooperation. C. Set global exchange rates. D. Provide development loans to emerging economies. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Promote international monetary cooperation. Explanation: option B is correct because the International Monetary Fund was set up to help keep the global financial system stable. Its main jobs are to promote cooperation on money matters between countries, help stabilize currency exchange rates, and provide temporary financial help to member countries. Option A is incorrect because regulating world trade is more the role of the World Trade Organization. Option C is incorrect because the IMF works to stabilize exchange rates but does not set them for most countries. Option D is incorrect because providing long-term development loans is a primary function of the World Bank. 15. What is the risk that foreign firms face due to their non-native status in host countries? A. Market failure risk. B. Liability of foreignness. C. Country-specific risk. D. Expropriation risk. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Liability of foreignness. Explanation: option B is correct, because liability of foreignness refers to the built-in disadvantages and extra costs that companies face when they operate in a foreign country simply because they are outsiders. they may not understand the local culture, laws, or business practices as well as local firms do. Option A is incorrect because market failure risk is a broader economic concept where a market does not efficiently allocate resources. Option C is incorrect because country-specific risk refers to risks inherent to a particular country, like political instability, which affects all firms there. Option D is incorrect because expropriation risk is the specific risk of the host government taking over a foreign firm's assets. 16. What does the term opportunity cost refer to? A. The direct cost of producing a good. B. The cost of pursuing one activity over another. C. The financial cost of an investment. D. The cost of shifting resources between industries. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. The cost of pursuing one activity over another. Explanation. Option B is correct because opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative that is given up when making a choice. When you choose to do one thing, the opportunity cost is what you could have done instead. Option A is incorrect because the direct cost of producing a good refers to explicit, measurable costs. Option C is incorrect because the financial cost of an investment is an explicit cost, not the value of the foregone alternative. Option D is incorrect because the cost of shifting resources between industries involves opportunity costs, but is not the definition itself. 17. What is the legal system that relies on comprehensive statutes and codes to form legal judgments? A. Common law. B. Theocratic law. C. Civil law. D. Customary law. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Civil law. Explanation. Option C is correct because civil law systems are based on a very detailed and comprehensive set of written laws, often organised into codes. Judges in civil law countries primarily apply these written statutes and codes to decide cases. Option A is incorrect because common law systems rely more on precedents set by past judicial decisions. Option B is incorrect because theocratic law is based on religious teachings. Option D is incorrect because customary law is based on long-standing traditions and customs. 18. What percentage of the world's foreign exchange transactions are conducted in US dollars? A. 50%, B. 65%, C. 80%, D. 90%. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. 80%. Explanation. Option C is correct because the US dollar plays a huge role in global finance. When people or companies trade currencies, the US dollar is involved in a very large majority of those transactions, estimated to be around 80% or even higher. Option A is incorrect because 50% is too low. Option B is incorrect because 65% understates the dollar's role in foreign exchange. Option D is incorrect because while some real-world figures are closer to 90%, 80% remains a widely cited and reasonable estimate in this context. 19. What is the economic condition called when a nation's imports exceed its exports? A. Trade surplus. B. Trade deficit. C. Balanced trade. D. Trade equilibrium. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Trade deficit. Explanation. Option B is correct because a trade deficit happens when a country buys more goods and services from other countries than it sells to other countries during a certain period. Option A is incorrect because a trade surplus is the opposite, where exports exceed imports. Option C is incorrect because balanced trade is when imports and exports are equal. Option D is incorrect because trade equilibrium is not the standard term for this specific import-export balance. 20. What theory focuses on the role of governments in enhancing the odds of success in certain industries through strategic intervention? A. Mercantilism. B. Strategic trade theory. C. Free trade theory. D. Factor endowment theory. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Strategic trade theory. Explanation. Option B is correct because strategic trade theory suggests that in certain industries, governments can play a role in helping their domestic firms succeed internationally through subsidies, R&D support, or other policies. Option A is incorrect because mercantilism is an older theory focused on maximizing exports and minimizing imports to accumulate wealth. Option C is incorrect because free trade theory argues against government intervention in trade. Option D is incorrect because factor endowment theory explains trade based on a country's available resources. 21. What term describes clustering of economic activities in specific locations for mutual benefit? A. Economies of scale. B. Agglomeration. C. Spatial clustering. D. Resource concentration. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Agglomeration. Explanation. Option B is correct because agglomeration is when businesses, especially those in related industries, tend to group together or cluster in specific geographic locations to gain benefits like a skilled labour pool, specialised suppliers, and knowledge spillovers. Option A is incorrect because economies of scale refers to cost advantages from producing in large volumes. Option C is incorrect because spatial clustering is a descriptive term, but agglomeration is the specific economic concept. Option D is incorrect because resource concentration refers to where natural resources are found. 22. What is the main focus of scenario planning? A. Forecasting market demand. B. Planning for multiple future scenarios. C. Risk analysis. D. Strategic planning. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Planning for multiple future scenarios. Explanation. Option B is correct because scenario planning is a way for organisations to think about the future by imagining several different what-if situations or scenarios. They develop plans that would help them succeed under a range of different possible future conditions. Option A is incorrect because forecasting market demand is a specific type of prediction, whereas scenario planning explores multiple possibilities. Option C is incorrect because risk analysis is identifying and assessing risks, which can be part of scenario planning, but isn't its main focus. Option D is incorrect because strategic planning is the overall process of setting goals. Scenario planning is a tool used within it. 23. Which economic term refers to the maximum amount of output produced by a firm at minimum average total cost? A. Economies of scale. B. Efficient scale. C. Production possibility frontier. D. Productivity threshold. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Efficient scale. Explanation. Option B is correct because the efficient scale of production is the level of output where a firm's average total cost per unit is at its lowest point. It is the most cost-efficient quantity for the firm to produce. Option A is incorrect because economies of scale refers to the situation where average costs fall as output increases, leading up to the efficient scale. Option C is incorrect because the production possibility frontier shows the maximum combinations of two goods an economy can produce. Option D is incorrect because productivity threshold is not a standard economic term for this concept. 24. What is the legal right that allows authors and publishers exclusive rights to disseminate their work? A. Patent. B. Trademark. C. Copyright. D. Intellectual property. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Copyright. Explanation: option C is correct because copyright is a legal protection given to creators of original works of authorship, like books, music, movies, and software. It gives the holder the exclusive right to control how their work is copied, distributed, and displayed. Option A is incorrect because a patent protects inventions. Option B is incorrect because a trademark protects brand names, logos, and slogans. Option D is incorrect because intellectual property is a broad category that includes copyrights, patents, and trademarks. Copyright is the specific right for creative works. 25. What is the interest rate charged by the Federal Reserve to banks for loans? A. Prime rate. B. Discount rate. C. Federal funds rate. D. Base rate. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Discount rate. Explanation: option B is correct because the discount rate is the interest rate that commercial banks pay when they borrow money directly from the Federal Reserve through its discount window. Option A is incorrect because the prime rate is the interest rate banks charge their most creditworthy customers. Option C is incorrect because the federal funds rate is the target rate banks charge each other for overnight loans. Option D is incorrect because base rate is a more general term, often used in other countries. 26. What is the concept of an economic advantage one nation enjoys that is absolutely superior to others? A. Comparative advantage. B. Absolute advantage. C. Competitive advantage. D. National advantage. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Absolute advantage. Explanation: option B is correct because absolute advantage means that one country can produce a specific good or service using fewer resources or in less time than any other country. They are the most efficient at making that particular thing. Option A is incorrect because comparative advantage is about being relatively more efficient at producing something compared to other things. Option C is incorrect because competitive advantage is a broader business term for what makes a firm succeed against rivals. Option D is incorrect because national advantage is not as specific an economic theory term as absolute advantage. 27. What is the economic condition in which exports exceed imports? A. Trade surplus. B. Trade deficit. C. Balanced trade. D. Trade parity. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Trade surplus. Explanation: option A is correct because a trade surplus occurs when a country sells more goods and services to other countries than it buys from other countries. More money is flowing into the country than is flowing out. Option B is incorrect because a trade deficit is the opposite, where imports exceed exports. Option C is incorrect because balanced trade is when exports and imports are equal. Option D is incorrect because trade parity is not the standard term for this condition. 28. Which term describes the exclusive legal right to use specific names, brands, and designs? A. Patent. B. Trademark. C. Copyright. D. Licensing. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Trademark. Explanation: option B is correct because a trademark is a legally protected symbol, word, name, design, or slogan that a company uses to identify its products or services and distinguish them from competitors. Option A is incorrect because a patent protects inventions. Option C is incorrect because copyright protects original creative works like books or music. Option D is incorrect because licensing is the act of giving permission to someone else to use your trademark, patent, or copyright. 29. What does the law of demand state about the relationship between price and quantity demanded? A. Direct relationship. B. Inverse relationship. C. Constant relationship. D. Non-linear relationship. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Inverse relationship. Explanation: option B is correct because the law of demand states that all other things being equal, when the price of a good goes up, the quantity demanded goes down, and when the price goes down, the quantity demanded goes up. This is an inverse relationship. Option A is incorrect because a direct relationship would mean price and quantity demanded move in the same direction. Option C is incorrect because the relationship is not constant. Option D is incorrect because while the demand curve can be non-linear, the fundamental relationship described by the law is inverse. 30. What is the formula to compute GDP? A. Consumption plus investment plus government purchases plus net exports. B. Consumption plus investment plus government purchases plus imports. C. Consumption plus savings plus investment plus net exports. D. Investment plus exports plus consumption plus imports. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Consumption plus investment plus government purchases plus net exports. Explanation: option A is correct because the expenditure approach to calculating gross domestic product is GDP equals sign C plus Y plus G plus NX, where C is consumption, I is investment, G is government purchases, and NX is net exports. Option B is incorrect because it adds imports instead of net exports. Option C is incorrect because it includes savings, which is not part of the expenditure approach. Option D is incorrect because it adds imports instead of subtracting them from exports. 31. What is the political system in which a single person or party exercises absolute control over the population? A. Totalitarianism. B. Democracy. C. Federalism. D. Autocracy. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Totalitarianism. Explanation: option A is correct because totalitarianism is a form of government where the state, usually led by a single dictator or party, tries to control every aspect of public and private life. Option B is incorrect because democracy is where power is held by the people. Option C is incorrect because federalism is a system where power is divided between national and state governments. Option D is incorrect because autocracy is ruled by a single person, which is a feature of totalitarianism, but totalitarianism also implies control over all aspects of life. 32. What concept describes firms reducing output to maintain higher prices? A. Collusion. B. Price fixing. C. Predatory pricing. D. Strategic competition. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Collusion. Explanation. Option A is correct because collusion is when rival companies secretly agree to cooperate instead of competing. One form of collusion is to collectively reduce output, creating a shortage that drives up prices. Option B is incorrect because price fixing is a specific type of collusion where firms agree on what price to charge, but collusion is the broader term that includes reducing output. Option C is incorrect because predatory pricing is setting prices very low to drive competitors out of business. Option D is incorrect because strategic competition is the general term for how firms compete using their strategies. 33. What term refers to the theory that resources used in one industry can be shifted and put to use in another industry? A. Comparative advantage. B. Resource mobility. C. Factor endowment theory. D. Opportunity cost. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Resource mobility. Explanation. Option B is correct, because resource mobility refers to how easily resources like labour, capital and land can be moved from one use or industry to another. Option A is incorrect because comparative advantage is a theory of trade specialisation. Option C is incorrect because factor endowment theory explains trade based on a country's available resources, but not their movement between industries. Option D is incorrect because opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative foregone. 34. What is the advantage that first movers enjoy and do not share with late entrants? A. Late mover advantage. B. First mover advantage. C. Strategic advantage. D. Competitive advantage. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. First mover advantage. Explanation. Option B is correct because first mover advantage refers to the benefits a company gets by being the first to enter a new market. These advantages can include building strong brand recognition, locking up resources, and creating customer loyalty. Option A is incorrect because late mover advantage refers to the benefits late entrants might get, like learning from the first mover's mistakes. Option C is incorrect because strategic and competitive advantage are broader terms. Option D is incorrect because first mover advantage is a specific type of these. 35. What type of FDI involves a firm replicating its home country-based activities at the same value chain stage in a host country? A. Horizontal FDI. B. Vertical FDI. C. Conglomerate FDI. D. Export-oriented FDI. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Horizontal FDI. Explanation. Option A is correct because horizontal FDI is when a company makes a foreign direct investment to do the same kind of business activity in a foreign country that it does in its home country. Option B is incorrect because vertical FDI is when a firm invests in a different stage of the value chain abroad, such as a supplier or distributor. Option C is incorrect because conglomerate FDI is investing in an unrelated business abroad. Option D is incorrect because export-oriented FDI is a strategic purpose for investment, not a type based on the value chain stage. 36. What term refers to the unauthorized use of intellectual property? A. Piracy. B. Plagiarism. C. Counterfeiting. D. Copyright infringement. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Piracy. Explanation. Option A is correct because piracy is a broad term for the unauthorized copying, distribution, or use of someone else's intellectual property, especially works protected by copyright like software, music, and movies. Option B is incorrect because plagiarism is specifically using someone else's words or ideas and pretending they are your own. Option C is incorrect because counterfeiting is making fake copies of branded goods. Option D is incorrect because copyright infringement is the specific legal term for violating a copyright. Piracy is a common, broad term for this activity. 37. What term refers to the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price? A. Price elasticity of demand. B. Cross-price elasticity. C. Income elasticity. D. Elastic demand. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Price elasticity of demand. Explanation. Option A is correct because price elasticity of demand is the measure of how much the quantity demanded of a good responds to a change in its price, calculated by dividing the percentage change in quantity demanded by the percentage change in price. Option B is incorrect because cross-price elasticity measures how demand for one good changes when the price of another good changes. Option C is incorrect because income elasticity measures how demand changes when people's income changes. Option D is incorrect because elastic demand is a result of the calculation, not the term for the measure itself. 38. Which law tradition is shaped by precedents and judicial decisions? A. Common law. B. Civil law. C. Theocratic law. D. Statutory law. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Common law. Explanation. Option A is correct because common law is a legal system where laws are developed over time through the decisions made by judges in past court cases. These past decisions are called precedents. Option B is incorrect because civil law systems rely primarily on comprehensive written statutes and codes. Option C is incorrect because theocratic law is based on religious principles. Option D is incorrect because statutory law refers to written laws passed by a legislature, which are important in both systems, but common law uniquely emphasizes judicial precedents. 39. What strategy focuses on developing new markets to avoid direct competition? A. Red ocean strategy. B. Market segmentation. C. Blue ocean strategy. D. Differentiation strategy. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Blue ocean strategy. Explanation. Option C is correct because blue ocean strategy is about creating completely new, uncontested market spaces where competition is irrelevant, rather than fighting rivals in existing crowded markets. Option A is incorrect because red ocean strategy refers to competing in existing, highly competitive markets. Option B is incorrect because market segmentation is the process of dividing a market into smaller groups of customers. Option D is incorrect because differentiation strategy is about making your products stand out from competitors' products within an existing market. 40. What term describes a political view that suggests FDI should only be allowed when the benefits outweigh the costs? A. Free market view. B. Radical view. C. Pragmatic nationalism. D. Protectionism. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Pragmatic nationalism. Explanation: option C is correct because pragmatic nationalism is a view on foreign direct investment that takes a practical approach, saying a country should allow FDI only if the benefits like jobs and technology are greater than the costs. Option A is incorrect because the free market view generally welcomes FDI with little restriction. Option B is incorrect because the radical view is often hostile to FDI, seeing it as a tool of exploitation. Option D is incorrect because protectionism refers to policies like tariffs and quotas that restrict international trade. 41. What term refers to the loss in value of a currency in relation to other currencies? A. Appreciation. B. Depreciation. C. Inflation. D. Deflation. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Depreciation. Explanation: option B is correct because depreciation of a currency means that its value has gone down compared to other currencies. You would need more of the depreciated currency to buy another currency than before. Option A is incorrect because appreciation is the opposite. The currency's value goes up. Option C is incorrect because inflation is a general increase in the prices of goods and services within a country. Option D is incorrect because deflation is a general decrease in prices within a country. 42. What's the formula to compute total revenue? A. Price per unit's quantity. Sold. B. Cost of production. Price per unit. C. Price per unit. Cost of production. D. Total cost. Total quantity. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Price per unit. Quantity sold. Explanation: option A is correct because total revenue is the total amount of money a company earns from selling its goods or services. It is calculated by multiplying the price for each unit by the number of units sold. Option B is incorrect because this formula does not represent total revenue. Option C is incorrect because this formula calculates the profit margin per unit, not total revenue. Option D is incorrect because this is not a meaningful economic formula. 43. What term refers to the clustering of businesses in specific locations for operational advantages? A. Spatial clustering. B. Market concentration. C. Agglomeration. D. Economies of scale. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Agglomeration. Explanation: option C is correct because agglomeration is when many businesses, often in the same or related industries, locate close to each other to gain operational advantages like access to a skilled workforce, specialised suppliers, and shared knowledge. Option A is incorrect because spatial clustering is a descriptive term, but agglomeration is the specific economic term with implied benefits. Option B is incorrect because market concentration refers to how much of a market is controlled by a few large firms. Option D is incorrect because economies of scale are cost advantages a single firm gains from producing in large volumes. (44) What is the economic term for a company's total revenue minus its total costs, including both explicit and implicit costs? A. Accounting profit. B. economic profit, C. gross profit, D. net profit? Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. economic profit. Explanation: option B is correct because economic profit is calculated as total revenue minus all costs, which includes both explicit costs and implicit costs. Option A is incorrect because accounting profit only subtracts explicit costs from revenue. Option C is incorrect because gross profit is revenue minus the cost of goods sold. Option D is incorrect because net profit is typically used to mean accounting profit after taxes. 45. What is the term for a firm's use of borrowed money to supplement existing funds for investment? A. Equity financing, B. Debt financing, C. Leverage, D. Venture capital. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Leverage. Explanation: option C is correct because leverage in finance means using borrowed money to increase the potential return of an investment. It magnifies both potential profits and potential losses. Option A is incorrect because equity financing is raising money by selling shares of ownership. Option B is incorrect because debt financing is the act of borrowing money and leverage is the strategic use of that borrowed money. Option D is incorrect because venture capital is a type of equity financing for startups. 46. What legal right grants inventors exclusive rights to their products or processes? A. Patent, B. Copyright, C. Trademark, D. Licensing. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Patent. Explanation: option A is correct because a patent is a legal document granted by a government that gives an inventor the exclusive right to make, use, and sell their invention for a certain period. Option B is incorrect because copyright protects original creative works like books or music. Option C is incorrect because a trademark protects brand names and logos. Option D is incorrect because licensing is the act of giving someone permission to use a patent, copyright, or trademark. 47. What theory argues that a nation's wealth is increased by exporting more than it imports? A. Mercantilism, B. Absolute advantage, C. Comparative advantage, D. Strategic trade theory. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Mercantilism. Explanation: option A is correct because mercantilism was an economic theory that believed a country's wealth was based on its holdings of gold and silver. To increase wealth, countries tried to export as much as possible and import as little as possible. Option B is incorrect because absolute advantage theory argues for specializing and trading based on absolute efficiency. Option C is incorrect because comparative advantage theory argues for specializing and trading based on relative efficiency. Option D is incorrect because strategic trade theory is about government intervention to help certain industries succeed globally. 48. What term describes a government's restriction on the quantity of imports allowed into a country? A. Tariff, B. Import quota, C. Trade embargo, D. Import tax. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Import quota. Explanation: option B is correct because an import quota is a direct limit set by a government on the physical amount of a specific good that can be imported into the country during a certain period. Option A is incorrect because a tariff is a tax on imports, not a quantity restriction. Option C is incorrect because a trade embargo is a complete ban on trade, usually with a specific country. Option D is incorrect because an import tax is another term for a tariff. 49. What term refers to the use of selective government intervention to influence exchange rates? A. Floating exchange rate. B. Dirty float. C. Fixed exchange rate. D. Crawling peg. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Dirty float. Explanation: option B is correct because a dirty float, also called a managed float, is an exchange rate system where a currency is generally allowed to float, but the central bank intervenes by buying or selling currency to influence its value. Option A is incorrect because a floating exchange rate implies little to no government intervention. Option C is incorrect because a fixed exchange rate is when a currency's value is pegged to another currency or gold. Option D is incorrect because a crawling peg is a system where a currency is fixed but allowed to change by small, pre-announced amounts over time. 50. What does the Federal Reserve use to regulate the money supply? A. Open market operations. B. Prime rate adjustments. C. Foreign exchange interventions. D. Fiscal policy. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Open market operations. Explanation: option A is correct because open market operations are the main tool the Federal Reserve uses to control the money supply. This involves the Fed buying or selling government securities to inject money into or remove money from the banking system. Option B is incorrect because the prime rate is set by commercial banks, not the Federal Reserve. Option C is incorrect because foreign exchange interventions are used to influence currency exchange rates, not primarily the domestic money supply. Option D is incorrect because fiscal policy refers to government spending and taxation, which is controlled by Congress and the President, not the Federal Reserve. You have reached the end of our first question set. For the free complete exam preparation, visit our website link in the description, where you find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.